Well, good evening. We're doing a little sound test so we don't have a little whoopsie like we did last week. So if anybody can hear this, let me know. Let me know in chat if you guys can hear me. Hopefully we will avoid any audio issues again. So let me know in chat, guys and gals. Cheers. Well, hopefully this audio works. Here we go. If I can figure out how to work the software. Ah, there we go. Well, that was exactly 5 seconds and Ranger appears. Look at him. Hey, buddy. Yep, I start talking to the monitor and he knows now it's time for him to, you know, come up and take some liberties. Anyways, good to see everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Audio is good. Mr. Artiford, I hear you. Thank you, sir. And I'm not sure if I missed anything. I've got some coffee that's busy steeping right now. Working its way through the camping filter. And yeah, all is good. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I see somebody's birthday today. Well, happy birthday. What did I miss here? Yeah, you guys are all talking about food and oh my gosh. Yeah, I haven't had any food since about, I don't know, 4:30, 5 a.m. today. Not because I don't have food, it's just the way the day worked out. So I'll be stuffing my face after this, no doubt. I'm already hungry, guys. Actually, about 30 seconds before I sat down here, I stuffed some freeze-dried cheese down my gullet, so feels so good. Anyways, nice to see everybody here. All the usuals are here. Thank you, guys and girls. Kevin's doing well. What else is going on here? Did I miss anything? So, Natal, what sort of pie are you having? I'm not sure if I want to hear. It's just going to make me even more hungry. But yeah, do tell, do share with the what sort of pie. Hey, Tomahawk, greetings, sir. Welcome. Good to see you, sir. And Tomahawk, I have not got to town yet. I have not been able to get to the mailbox. Some of you may know who are watching last week, I was hoping to get a ride into town sometime mid last week, and that ride didn't happen. So I've lost count now, but yeah, we're still sitting up in the mountain here with no trips to town. And you'll see in the video today, I managed to figure out how to get a little more gas, but you'll find out all about that in the video without getting to town. So the generator is gassed up, and I'd say good for another 6 to 7 hours. So we're golden. Okay, so I meant to check, but I think today's video is around about 25 or 27 minutes, somewhere around there. Might be as much as 28 minutes. So not as long as the last few that we've done, considerably shorter. Because guys, I'll be honest, I essentially shot this entire video today. The pressure was on. So I was up at the crack of dawn. Actually, I didn't go to bed. You'll hear more about that. It was a sleepless evening. But I've been up since the crack of dawn, you know, getting things done and trying to film some of it. So it's been a busy day. It may not look like it was busy in the video, but there's a lot of movement. What we got here, Mr. Artiford? I forgot last live. Have you been setting up trail cams? Any more wildlife pics on your vids lately? Wildlife cams is something I've wanted to get for, you know, 2 or 3 years now, and I should have got them when I could afford them, because yeah, the wildlife is pretty active right now. As you guys know, you know, coming out of winter and into, you know, early spring months, there's a lot of activity around here. I may have mentioned last week I have had some bear scat near the cabin. I don't know, what is it now, a couple weeks, 2.5 weeks ago. So the bears are moving around. I noticed some coyote scat. I don't know, maybe a few days ago, just right where I park the snowmobile. So everything's moving. I was watching some bird life today. A lot of activity, but nothing on camera, unfortunately, Mr. Artiford. At some point, I may be able to buy some game cams. And I had some opportunities a couple of years ago to get some good deals, but on a set of 2, but didn't pull the trigger. I should have. Yeah, it's like the mystery person in chat had a birthday and nobody's telling. Anyways, so yeah, hopefully everybody's doing well. The weather has been a little bit of a hit and miss up here. Again, you know, this rain, cycles of a little bit of everything. Rain, and we had a freeze again this week. And more snow, a snow dump last night. Well, I won't say a lot of snow, but enough to cover the ground this morning. And of course, we've had more rain now this entire afternoon, so most of the snow is gone again. So yeah, real muddy, mushy season, but that's not unusual. Okay. Did I miss mocha cream pie? We never had before. Mocha cream pie. Oh my gosh, that sounds so delicious. Yeah, I think the last time I may have had some pie might have been in Bonners Ferry. That was definitely, I don't know, a couple months ago. Amazon has some cheap cams. Well, I'll have to take a look at that when you know, after I rob the bank. Random Things 33 just made it. Internet troubles. Well, welcome, Random Things. Good to see you. I noticed at the beginning of my stream while I was playing the intro, I had some dropped frames and I did lose connection twice. So, you know, fingers crossed, guys, we have a good one and we don't have any issues. So, yeah, Mr. Gas, everyone give OGW a big thumbs up. Mr. Gas, well, thank you. I'm not very good at promoting and asking for follows and thumbs up and all the rest of it, but thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we shall start the video, guys. And, you know, I guess out of everything that I've done to date, this one may not be the most exciting since I shot it all today. Just the way things worked out. This last week has just been really not so pleasant outside. And, yeah, this dreary rain stuff and mud is, you know, kind of not my thing. I'd rather have bucket loads of snow or not. This in-between rain, snow, mushy stuff, not a fan. Mocha coffee at Dunkin' yesterday. Well, Random Things. I think the last time I had anything from a Dunkin' Donuts was, I don't know, I was in my early 20s. I can even tell you what city it was in Rhode Island. It was some little town. Forget the name of the town, but it was Rhode Island, just outside of Rhode Island. Yeah, I think that was the first and last time I had a Dunkin' Donuts. Not that I have a problem with Dunkin' Donuts, it's just it's not on my my list. I know a lot of people that do like Dunkin' Donuts, though. Mr. Artiford Range here as well. I forget, Mr. Artiford, whereabouts are you? And you don't have to answer that if you don't want to. Oh, Random Things, you in Rhode Island. Gotcha. Yeah, that's a great part of the country. I spent many a years up there, primarily along the coast, doing the whole sailing thing. Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, and yeah, several places. Beautiful part of the country, guys, along that coastline. I didn't explore much inland, but the coastline is fantastic. Mr. Artiford, Ozarks, nice. Yeah, I drove through the Ozarks many years ago, and it was pretty fast, a quick drive through, and I would definitely like to see it again. I did not get enough time there, but it looked very interesting. Family plan. We last had some Dunkin' Donuts 5 years ago. Right on. Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, guys, but I think there was a period there where I was one of those Starbucks nimrods. I'd go into Starbucks and sit down and have my foo-foo coffee and, you know, sit on the laptop. But let's just keep that between us, all right? Nothing like a mostly sugary drink with cream. Anyways. Tomahawk, I have a famous relative from Rhode Island, Colonel Israel Engel, 2nd Rhode Island Regiment. Nice. Famous, huh? I'll have to look that one up, Tomahawk. Not familiar with the name. Random things, they're on every corner in the state. Yeah. We don't, I don't know if Dunkin' Donuts is as prolific on the West Coast as it is in the East Coast. I do remember a lot of Dunkin' Donuts everywhere. I mean, New York. Where else? There's several places along the East Coast that I've been, and yeah, Dunkin' Donuts were everywhere. Revolutionary War. Gotcha. Oh yeah, Kevin, not warrior. He wouldn't do that. Yeah, well, Kevin, you know, there's a lot of things I've done in my life that are borderline embarrassing, looking back, and some things that only I will ever know, and the others, myself and my priest, know, and no one else. So, I guess the trick is not repeating the same things over and over again, right? I will say some of them were due to youth and just, you know, dumb decisions. I'm sure most of us have done them. Each to their own. Live your life. Well, yeah. Okay, guys. Well, let's start the video. Hopefully, I've loaded up and it all works. As you know, some of you may be watching. I see we have a few more viewers than usual at this point. And if you're new to the streams, folks, if you're tuning in and it's your first time, what we typically do here is I record my week, some of the things I get up to, and I'll play that on the stream. And the chat is open. If there's anything you see during the video that you want to chat about, or questions that you have, or comments, I take constructive criticism. Not a problem there, as long as it's constructive. And yeah, I'll be watching chat, and feel free to drop any questions or comments. And then after the video, we typically hang around for a while and chat. I'm not sure it'll be a 3.5-hour stream tonight, folks, because I'm feeling a little tired, having slept 0 hours. So let's get going. I won't bore you anymore, guys. It was good to see everybody. So let's get the video started. And let me know if audio is good with the video, guys, once it gets rolling. Thank you. Let's find it. Stream video. Well, let's go. Well, greetings, salutations, guys and girls. It's the Off-Grid Warrior and Ranger. Sorry, Ranger, can't come in this morning. He does like to get in here and sniff around and you know, try and mark it up. You know, he really wants everybody to know this isn't the chickens area, it's his. So anyways, early hours of the day. It's about 7:45 right now. Hello ladies, you can come out now. Had a bit of snow overnight. Well, we've had a little bit of everything once again. These last 2 weeks really have been all over the place. Still haven't got into town. It's been quite a while now again. Haven't been able to get into town. I know there's some mail waiting for me, and I need to pick up some fuel. I have a little bit of gasoline left in the generator, which I've been hanging on to hopefully get the stream today. It may be a short stream because it's going to be limited by gasoline in the generator. Of course, there might be one or two of you that are super happy that it's going to be a short stream. But yeah, today we've got to get down the mountain. I've got a few trips to do. We've got to bring some drinking water up. Might be a couple other things that came out of my storage unit that are still sitting down there. I'd also like to trench. The ground is feeling a bit frozen today. I was hoping to trench a little bit of a V in here so we could move water out and away from the coop. This has been in a freeze-thaw mud state, multiple variations of that for a few weeks now. So ground's feeling a little bit hard right now. It might be hard to chip away at it, but yeah, a trench in here might be nice. We'll see if that happens today. Probably need to change water for the chickens, ladies. Oh, there's one egg in there. That's great. It's still early, and it's a warm egg. Good job, whoever laid this nice warm egg. I ate about, how many eggs did I have this morning? At about I don't know, 5:30 a.m. this morning, I found myself making breakfast, and I boiled up the 4 remaining eggs that I had. I haven't been to bed. It's been an all-nighter, guys. For some reason, it was another sleepless night for me. I need to somehow break this trend. I tried, didn't have much success. But yeah, I haven't been to bed yet, so we shall see how today goes. Okay, happy. Anyways, we shall see what my water looks like right now. I put this out last night specifically for the bird water. Okay, hasn't completely frozen. So weak. It's too early, guys. Let me put the camera down. Oh yeah. I'm sure the birds just love it when I give them icy water. Yes, I know, you don't really want water. What you want is up here. Favorite treats. Oh yeah, look at them. They know. Get your mealworms. Once again, thank you whoever sent the mealworms. The girls get, depending on how generous I'm feeling, you typically get 2 handfuls. Sometimes I may give 3. Today's a 3er. Just because the weather's miserable. You ladies score. Okay. Let's check on the quail. Hello ladies. And guys, I guess there's a few of them here. How's your water here? Oh, you still got water. You're good. Food. Oh boy, this is the last bit of quail food I have, guys. After this, I'm gonna make the hard decision to set the quail free. We've got an empty bag in there. Or is it empty? I think it is. Yeah, it's empty. Yeah, the budget's just not allowing quail food, so somewhat of a difficult decision. You know, we'll just return them to nature and wish the best for them, because I can't feed them anymore. Unfortunately. And well, like you guys know, they haven't really been producing eggs for me. That's why I got them. Sorry about the camera movement. Can't really keep any critters around or feed critters that aren't, you know, returning something. It's just the way it is. Okay, so here he is. You stay nearby, buddy. We'll go for a run shortly. We got the stove going. I just stoked up the wood stove. Have a nice couple nice chunks of wood in there, so we can have a nice warm cabin when we get back. We're gonna fire up the snowmobile, get her warmed up, and then head down the mountain. I have a few containers that need to go down and some items that need to come up. So I don't know, 2, if I'm feeling it, maybe 3 trips. And we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I do have some trash that's starting to collect that I'd love to get down the mountain. Well, not just down the mountain, but you know, to the dump. The closest landfill for me, it's a landfill that services a rural area, is about 10 miles away. And of course, with no vehicle, I'm not going to be able to get any trash there. I've attempted taking trash down before and trying to secure it in the back of my pickup truck in the bed, rather than up here. But it doesn't matter what I do or how I try to secure those bags, put it in boxes. There's some critters that get into the trash and, you know, tear the bags apart, and you know, then I'll get down there and there'll be nothing but, you know, garbage laying all over the place. So we've got to keep the trash under lock and key, guys, until I can sort that out. Hopefully she starts back up. Thought while we're down here, guys, might as well take a peek at the old chicken watering hole. See how things are looking down here. The old Velcro is not holding like it used to. I don't think these boots will see another winter. They're kind of falling apart on me right now. Oh, beauty. It's beautiful. Look at that. I see water, guys. Water. Oh, Ranger, we have access, my friend. Beautiful. Buddy, that's gotta be cold. It's not summer, bud. Okay. On with our little truck for the day. It's very crunchy down here. Oh, come on. Every minute of walking, I need to re-velcro. Princess problems. Okay, so that was fun. You know, I've got to get the perfect footage for you guys. Yeah, it's the snow is nice and crunchy now and firm, so you know, not too bad riding on it. Of course, as things warm up and this becomes mushy, it gets a little tougher. So I managed to get some gas. I thought, I've got two vehicles, both broke down, both of them sitting with gas in the tank, so I siphoned gas out of the van. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And so now I have a little more gas, so maybe we'll have a longer stream. Okay, onwards. Okay, I think now we're ready for this little task. What could I possibly be doing? We got Clorox, screen fabric, scissors, and wire. Of course, I've already had to dump this barrel, more than half of it, into that lower barrel. That's just with after about 3 days. So we'll very shortly need to be figuring out where the water from those are going to be going if we continue to have rain like we have. But right now I'm going to get the tote up there ready. Of course, the Velcro on my boot has come off again. Princess problems. Oh, can I do this with one hand? Okay, we're back on track. we be getting up to? Well, here's the old mesh. I think I can use this. Okay, so the idea is to get some Clorox in this tank now. We have about maybe at the most 6 inches of water in here. I'm gonna get that much Clorox in, and can I move this? Yeah, I can. This is me stirring it up. Maybe hey, we've definitely got a little bit of crud in there. I mean, not much. This isn't any water that I drink. Maybe used for washing dishes and such, but I don't think a little bit of algae is going to be an issue. Maybe I'll get a stick in there and stir it around. Cleanest stick I can find. I'm going to stir up the witch's brew. Well, more than 6 inches, maybe 8 to 10 inches in here. Okay, we'll give it a good stir up with that bleach. I think what we'll do, we'll just let it sit for a while, well, all day, and we'll then drain it thoroughly. But I think in the meantime, do I want to reuse this? We'll get this back on. Yeah, I think we can use it again. We'll get this back on and in place. Not going to harm to catch some more water if we do, and perhaps tomorrow I'll drain it out. Yeah, back on track for getting some water in this tank. Okay, so the finished product, we've got mesh on the mouth of the tank. We've got mesh on the gutter. We're all meshed up, so I don't know, we'll give it a day or maybe two with that bleach in there, and then I'll drain the tank, and then I'll be ready for some more rain. Well guys, here you can see an example of what I was talking about in last week's video. You can see where the drips are coming off here. They're like 3 inches back, 3.5 inches back, and then it drops down. Of course, when it's really raining, the water can move, 2-3 inches in this direction and down, do a big arc. So that's why I like these big mouth barrels. It accommodates that. Not only that, but it's easy to clean these barrels. I can get an arm down there and actually clean out. It's easier to dump water out of them if you have to. Of course, it's a bit of a unique situation here for me. Of course, I can make adjustments to this gutter too. I could have slanted it more so we have a nice even drip off the end, but that's the way it worked out. But these are just easier to maintain and, well, do maintenance on them. The blue ones there are also, they're great barrels, but I found my situation up here, I just prefer those brown ones. You can see these have small caps on them. And of course, there's scenarios where barrels like this would probably be better if you're stacking them, you know, against a wall underneath a roof or an eave, and collecting, you know, stacking these barrels vertically, and perhaps connecting them all together. This is a better option. You know, you can fit all kinds of pipes and plumb them to each other, whereas those barrels you can't. But yeah, of course, you guys, some of you may know, I do grow tomatoes in these two over here. What happened is I left water in one of these barrels over a winter, and of course the water turned into ice, expanded, and split the seam on the barrel. So I turned the barrel into something else. They work as fantastic planters. Now, something tells me I should probably not get too crazy with this until I have some water in here and see exactly how it's flowing down here. It's still tough to tell whether I'm getting the angle right here. Well, guys, that is the trenching, the light trenching we're doing today. I can already see some of this water is moving down, which is good. I'm sure there's going to be some adjustments that we'll have to make as the thaw takes place. I'm sure we'll have some dams here, and the chickens are probably going to move around a little bit of dirt, and things will dam up, and we'll make adjustments again. But we'll just monitor the situation and see how things go. I think right now I'm going to make a fire, get some nice fresh rainwater this time in the pot, and get that heated up so I can take a shower. Look, it's magic, guys. Who needs plumbing? Well, folks, we got the shower water on the boil. We got the chickens chilling out there. And I see a little bit of water moving down here already. There is a bit of a light drizzle taking place right now, and we'll just keep watching that water and make sure it continues to move down. I think I may have a low spot over there, but we'll figure that out once the water starts moving. We'll make some adjustments. Ranger is standing at the gate here, shivering a little bit, looking very sad. Buddy, really? Why do you look so sad? Actually, he does have a bit of an ear infection. It's been going on for about a week now. I don't know. Very little I can do about it right now. Not being able to get into town. So, I don't know. He had an ear infection last year coming out of winter, strangely enough. And yeah, if I move my finger behind his ear, I can actually hear the sloshing around. I've tried to get some toilet paper down there. But if you ever look down a dog's ear, it's a very small hole that actually goes down into to the eardrum area, so it's tough to get down there. But I really do need some kind of ear drops. I got them last year, and that solved the problem. But I'm just not in the place right now where I can pick him up. So that's a little bit of a concern. He flicks his head quite a lot, and last night he was moaning a little bit too. I'm not sure if it was the ear problem or what, but I didn't get any sleep either. You know, I tried to force myself to go to sleep, got in bed at about 1 a.m. and I was up at 3 again. I mean, I lay in bed from 1 to 3, unable to sleep, and then just got out of bed. So I need to break that habit here. These all-nighters every now and again are not good. I need to get into some kind of better routine around here. But, enough about my princess problems. I think at this point we're just going to get the shower done and start getting ready for the stream. I still have to edit all this video, feed myself, get showered. So we'll see you guys later. Cheers. Okay, I think we're back. Oh, echo. Okay, we should be back, guys. Let me know if audio is working. Hopefully it is. It should be. Oh no, I just got another error from YouTube. I'm not connected. So guys, let me know. Am I connected? Can you hear me? Are we good? Audio's good? Okay. All good? Okay, well, that was my day, folks. So what did I miss here in chat? I saw a couple things come in. I'm still seeing an error message from YouTube saying something. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, it says excellent connection. Okay. I don't know, YouTube. Okay, showing good right now. Okay, yeah, it was a good day as far as productive. Like I said, I'm not a fan of this mushy, rainy stuff. I don't mind hard conditions, but rain and mush is definitely my least favorite. Not a fan. What did I miss here? So, who was it that talked about copper in the tank? That is quite interesting. I don't think I have any copper laying around, but it kind of makes sense to me that that may assist in fighting algae growth. Probably gives off some kind of, not electrolysis or electrosis, something like that. That's interesting. Mr. Ardiford, that's right. I'll have to do a little more research on that one. Yeah. Trying to think if I have any copper anything anywhere. I don't think so. But good to know. Also, vinegar, every ounce in a while helps and can be drank without issues. Oh, yeah, I know about the vinegar trick, Mr. Ardiford. I've just had that bleach sitting around for some time now, so I figured I'd use that. We used to use, back in the day when I was crossing oceans on small sailboats, a trick that we used in the water tanks was this is a brand we had in South Africa at the time. It was called Milton. It was some kind of formula for cleaning babies' bottles and babies' teats. Teats for bottles and the bottles themselves. You'd put a little bit of the solution into the bottle and kind of wash the bottle and teats. And we used to use that solution in our water tanks on small sailboats to, you know, maintain the health of the water. Not much, just a few capfuls. And it actually smelled like a mild bleach. I know that sounds horrific, but that was sort of the trick we used back in the day. And we drank that water. Yeah, Chris was talking about sub-zero temperatures through winter on his tote. Yeah, like I said, Chris, I haven't had any issues with the totes. I think you said you left yours half full. I'd be careful about that. I'm sure they're going to be fine, but I like to I've learned my lesson the hard way with leaving, you know, half full tanks to freeze. Not on these totes, but on my blue barrels. I think I left them half full and they still split when the ice expanded. So yeah, I would probably drain them a bit more. I know the issue with, you know, you hold the water and then of course throwing it away is not the best of feelings when you do all the work to go and hold the water. But yeah, when you lose your first tank, you'll get to the point where you'll dump most of it. But I'm sure you'll be fine. What else we got here? Mr. Gas, that dirt would make good plant food. It would. And I actually pile all of the stuff that comes out of the chicken coop and some of the dirt. I didn't do it with this dirt. I probably should have. But every time I clean the chicken coop, it goes to the same pile, and that pile does get dirt on it at times. So I agree with you. Every bit of dirt and scrapings that comes out of the chicken coop can be used in gardens. Agreed. Natal, you have 5 inspectors inspecting the trench. Yeah, well, you know how that goes. Chickens love getting into the dirt, and if you can do most of the work for them, they love it. I saw a great video, this is a few years ago now, of some guy in Rhode Island, actually. He's a well-known guy in the areas, if you're into permaculture. I forget his name now. But he started out, his business was going to the restaurants around Rhode Island and getting their food scraps. And, you know, he had a large pickup truck with a large bed on it. And he started out just taking scrap food from restaurants. And he would drive back to his small holding and he would create piles with the food scraps. And that's what his chickens would eat. And he primarily started it for his chickens. At the time, he was into, you know, just small-scale chickens, basically for himself, family, and friends. And the business, well, he eventually grew into a large business where he had tens of thousands of chickens living on these massive piles of food scraps from restaurants. And his business went from not just doing eggs, but to doing fertilizer as well. These chickens would just spend the season or two just going over these food scraps, obviously pooping into it and turning it into some of the best fertilizer. Of course, he had different stages of this fertilizer, these big mounds he'd move around his property depending on, you know, the stage they were at. And I think he ended up doing eggs, and his main business became fertilizer, excellent garden fertilizer. He would, you know, he had his own little bagging set up where he would bag this fertilizer and sell it as organic fertilizer, and he was doing really well. But yeah, chickens do a great job with turning soil into, you know, something pretty nutritious. But I'm sure you guys know that. I just found that particular guy interesting, and his progress from a few eggs to fertilizer king, organic fertilizer. Okay, where we looks like the chicken coop needs a French drain. Tomahawk, I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. The chicken coops have remained pretty dry. They're like 99% dry. I haven't any water that I've needed to drain out there. But yeah, the chicken coop is in need of a clean. I think I cleaned that coop maybe a month ago. But it does need to get a good rake out again and another clean. But the interior of those coops stay dry. I haven't had any issues yet, but you know, we've still got quite a bit of thawing to do, so we'll see how that goes. I also need to get some guttering up on the back side of the chicken coop. I need to figure out how to gutter up the back of that, and I'd really like another tote to get at the back of the chicken coop roof. There's a lot of water that comes off that roof, and right now it's just going to waste. And I'm low on barrels, so I think those tote containers, they're pretty expensive. They cost about $270, $280, so it's not something that's in my budget, but yeah, another tote would be great. I'd be definitely set for water. Of course, we also have a short season for catching water over here. You know, I need to have all my ducks in a row and get these tanks full, because as we come out of spring and get into summer, you know, it gets pretty bone dry up here. We can go for weeks without a drop of rain, and we won't get into fire season. We'll just ignore that and pray. Okay, where am I? Falling behind on chat here. I apologize if I missed any questions here. Ranger thinks you are ready to give him a bath. Family plan. Yeah, well, Ranger needs a bath, that's for sure. I think it's been a while since he had a bath. I think you guys saw the bath, the last bath that I gave him. That's a few months ago, at least. I think the only reason why I gave him a bath then was because he rolled in some kind of poop or something. But hopefully, touch wood. I got lots of wood. Touch wood. No poop rolling anytime soon before I can get him showered. We'll get his set up. Natal, fun video. Well, thank you. It's a short one. Not the best, but thank you. Chris James, looks like a good day. Yes, fun-filled day. Yes. Mr. Gascad, YouTube don't know crap. And I got to be careful what I say. But yes, they're definitely getting more and more controlling. So guys, again, I got a copyright strike on the last video. So 2 videos ago, I got a copyright strike on the new intro that I have. And I was using music supplied to me by YouTube as copyright free. It wasn't anything I stole or just grabbed online. I used music from their YouTube library that's copyright free. And I still got a copyright strike for apparently Sony Music Corporation detected that there were like 6 seconds within the song that was belonging to Sony. So they took the video down. So I changed the song with a new one on the last stream, and guess what? Same thing happened again. So today's stream, you may have noticed some new music if you pay attention to that at all. So, you know, fingers crossed, guys, I don't get a 3rd copyright strike using YouTube's music that they supply me. So, I don't know, guys. Every little thing, you know, when you get your videos taken down for supposedly a 6-second clip that belongs to somebody else, it's getting pretty insane. Over the years, I've had music taken or videos taken down for, you know, music that was playing in the background, barely audible, and they could detect that it was, you know, some music. I don't know, guys. Just the overlords are watching, and they want you to stay and keep in line. Much too muddy is the worst. Yeah, it's just man, everything's a hassle. As soon as you walk out the door, it's everything's getting dirty. And of course, with Ranger, it's probably a big part of why I don't like this wet mud outside, because, you know, he's in and out, in and out, in and out, as some of you may know. And every time he walks in, he brings in dirt with him, you know. But I don't believe it was iodine based. You know, it's safe for babies to use on baby bottles and that. So I don't know. I'm not sure on that one, Chris. Mr. Artiford, I remember him. What was his name again? He used to do videos. Sorry, Mr. Artiford, I must have missed something, or I'm not sure if you're talking to me. Kevin Warrior, how do you feel about raising rabbits for meat? They produce excellent fertilizer and are a good source for meat. Kevin, I think I've spoken about this a few times. I actually enjoy rabbits. I've eaten many rabbits over the years, from wild rabbits to ones that are domesticated and have been prepared. And so I've given that some thought. And I've watched some folks over the years who've lived rural and had quite a successful, rabbit breeding system. And I've watched them and seen their setup. So, yeah, I'd consider that and do that. The reason why I'm a little hesitant is just having gone through this winter with unemployment and, just worried at times about feeding, Ranger and the chickens. I'd have to have, I'm just concerned about, feeding rabbits. I know their feed is not expensive, but when you're unemployed, even these small amounts and more animals, even though the food's cheap, kind of takes a toll. So that's why I'm kind of hesitant, but. If I do go more critters, it would probably be rabbits before anything else. And I like the idea of a goat, a milking goat. We've discussed that too. So, but then again, folks have told me that you can't just have one goat. You need a pair. They need to be paired up. So that makes sense. So yeah, more feeding. But yeah, rabbits may be a good idea. Of course, rabbits are extremely lean, Kevin. There's little to no fat on them. So I'd say as a survival food, you really need to get more fat in you, and rabbits are not going to give that. But, rabbits, it's all about how you cook the rabbit and what you're cooking it with. Sauces and what else is in the stew. His bacon-wrapped rabbit I've had, which has been my favorite today. Rabbit meat's it's very lean, and it's borderline tasteless, in my opinion. Okay, where are we? Did I miss anything else there? Mr. Gas silver also works well. Yeah, okay. Well, it looks like I may have dropped out there, folks. Let me know if we're still live. Ranger's moving around here, trying to get comfortable. Thanks, bud. He's got the entire bench here, but he's got to be, pushed up against me. Are we still live here, guys? Somebody let me know in chat, or are we stalled? I'm not seeing any movement. We're live? Okay, great. Okay, so, yeah, guys, any more questions? Any more topics to discuss? I see there are some folks sitting on the sidelines. Don't be shy. Feel free to introduce yourself or not. That's okay. I do like to be in the outskirts at times, on the edge of the crowd. You'll never see me getting right in the center of the crowd. I like to hover around the edges so I can monitor the situation. I understand. Okay, it looks like there might be a bit of a delay too, so yeah, this week, guys, hopefully I can figure out. Again, I sound, I know I'm just repeating myself. I think I said the same thing last week, but hopefully I can get a ride into town. I really don't like to lean on people. But, yeah, last week's trip didn't come through, ride didn't come through, so I don't know. We may have to figure something out here. I might just have to get into, now that the roads are clearing, I know. 30 miles on my bicycle. Might just have to get into the bike mode. It'd be kind of rough hauling back groceries 30 miles on the bicycle. Not much space in a backpack for groceries and gasoline. Yeah, I'm forgetting about the gasoline. I can be that old weirdo guy on the side of the highway with his bicycle and hauling a cart with gasoline in it, you know. Like, yeah, this is that weird old guy again. On his bicycle with his gas cans. Yep, strange times. You guys are shilling for me tonight. Thank you. Hit the like button. Did you end up getting a mouthful of gas today? No, not a mouthful. I got a couple dribbles. It took some time for me to get things softened out there. I think I may have softened gas out of a vehicle in my early teens or mid-teens. And I remember a time in the Caribbean having to soften gasoline out of a vehicle. That was the last time I had to soften gas out of a car. So it's been a while, and no accidents. It took some time. I had to find a hose because I hadn't planned when I got down there to do softening. It's not something that I thought about, but I managed to find a hose that did the job. It was a super thin hose, so it took a while. Yeah, good times. So yeah, somehow I need to get into town. Gas is obviously a concern. I'm very thankful, guys. If any of you who perhaps helped me out last week with, I got a couple donos, which will allow me to purchase gas and get some groceries. So if you guys are watching, you know who you are. Thank you very much. So I really appreciate it. And I guess while I'm doing that, I'm also, if anybody's inclined to help out or support the channel, I'm going to put a link in chat. You guys know how I'm not a big fan of the whole shilling, but there is a link that allow you to support the channel and keep me at least gassed up so I can run the generator, do these streams and edit video and so on. So if you guys can, check the link out. Anyways, what else we got going on here? Yeah, I'm hoping to do some videos coming up here. I know I was really hoping to get more done through winter, but we're going to be putting out as soon as it dries up a little bit here. I think we're going to head out, and it's easier for me to get down to our little local fishing spots when there's no snow on the ground. I can get on the bicycle and, you know, pedal for the, I don't know, 8 miles and get down to the river, do some fishing and some camping. So we'll do a separate video outside of the stream for that. I see I'm losing light in here too, folks. Let me turn some light on. Ah, there we go. Of course, now I have it right in my eyes. Hang on. It's a little bit easier. Okay. Thanks for your patience. Family plan. Old guy pulling a baby buggy down the highway with a gas can. I've seen it. Yeah, guys, you know, interesting times. Interesting times. I think I've mentioned before, you know, I've... yeah, if you had told me 10 years ago that I may be that old guy on the side of the highway with a buggy hauling his gasoline, I don't know, maybe I would have believed you, but nah, I wouldn't have. It's amazing how things change, but I can ponder that with a smile on my face and laughter, because that's totally fine with me. It would be a challenge. Mr. Gas, you can blow on the hose instead of sucking on it, and will help from getting the taste of petrol. Yeah, I think I knew that, but I wasn't thinking of it at the time. Ranger's being a good boy tonight. He is, guys. He's well, he did run up and down the mountain today 4 times. So, you know, this is the Ranger I like. This is what we get when Ranger gets worked out, and you know, he's nice and calm in the evenings. Good observation there, Mr. Gas. I know he's not hogging the limelight tonight. Mr. Hartford, like I say, living free has a price. Yeah, well, everything has a price, guys. Everything in life, there is a price. You know, I've mentioned this before. You know, I've had quite a wide variety of experiences in life. I mean, there's a time, I've said this before, so pardon me for those of you that have heard this before. But there's a time where, you know, I've been sitting on large yachts in the south of France and, you know, living the high life. And, you know, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, Caribbean. And here I am on a mountain pondering the possibility of hauling my gas cans in a cart 30 miles. So, you know, life is definitely an adventure, guys. I mean, what's the alternative? To perhaps just grow old to the point where your family have little to nothing to do with you, or perhaps then eventually get put in an old age home. You know, work myself to death to the point where I get to retire and have some money and some freedom for 10 or so years, but not the health to really do the things that I want to do, because I've spent, you know, 30, 40 years toiling and myself for someone else. I don't know. These are just things I'm pondering. I'm not. I'm not saying. You know, those are terrible way to go. But you know, I'm just thinking outside the box here and pondering another side. You know, I've seen folks retire and then they sit at home because they're now at a point where they're too old to do all the things that they want to do, or don't have the physical ability. They may have a nice little nest egg to sit at home and, you know, buy a 60-inch flat screen TV and an RV, but there, you know, at that point there's a lot of things that you just can't do anymore. So yeah, pros and cons. Pros and cons. Anyways, how long have we been going tonight? 7:15. Well, guys, I think we may have a short one this week if nobody's got any questions or topics. I've seen the guy carrying the fuel can down the road and the guy giving someone from the side of the road a ride. Both bring a smile to my face. We can all use a hand at times. Yeah, that's true. One of my bud's dad retired and the next day died of a heart attack. That's very sad. Very sad. To hear that, but it does happen. It does happen. You know, it's obviously a little easier for me to perhaps, you know, live this way. Having lived mostly a nomadic life since my early teens, you know, lived in small spaces, This probably is easier for me than, you know, a lot of other folks. I can acknowledge that. Tomahawk, get a ride into town soon. Tomahawk, I hear you, mate. I am, even though I'm not a big fan of town, as you guys know, it is time to get into town. I know there's some mail waiting for me. And, yeah. We're getting to that point too where I need to restock some of my canned meats here. We're pretty low on canned meats, and I'm not a fan of canned meats, but that's how I've got through winter. One of the folks that kindly provided a dono last stream said to me, you know, get a steak. So I'm going to do that. You said I could, so I'm going to. So I think we'll pick up a nice steak along with the, you know, basic groceries this next trip. So yeah, Tomahawk, trust me, I'm ready for a little trip into town, and after about 30 minutes of being in town, I'll be ready to get out. Mr. Artiford, are your folks alive? If you want to answer, yes, Mr. Artiford. My mum is. My father passed away. I don't know what it is now. A good 7-8 years ago, somewhere around there. Yeah, that was a tough one for me because I wasn't able to leave at the time and get to South Africa for the funeral, and I don't live with a lot of regrets. A lot of the things that I regretted, I've dealt with and moved on. But as far as the lighter regrets, it's definitely not being able to go to his funeral. My dad and I, we didn't spend a lot of time together, and I probably didn't know him as well as I would have liked to. But I think he was a good man, and yeah. Mr. Gasgas, what size boots do you wear, and what type do you like? I don't know. As far as winter boots go, I don't know. I don't really have a preference. Watertight and warm for winter. I'm not that impressed with the brand that I got. They literally started falling apart in the first season. I was a little disappointed with that, and you know, one of these Canadian brands that has been around for a long time, and you know, I didn't get the super expensive ones, but they very quickly started to fall apart. And my feet have, for some reason, always got wet in them. I don't know what. I don't believe I have sweaty feet, but for some reason in those boots and in winter, a new subscriber, Tristan3748A, just subscribed. Well, thank you, Tristan. Welcome. Yeah, I don't know what size I am. Somewhere, it depends on the boot. Probably a 10. For a winter boot, a 10. Let me get my boots. I forget the brand, guys. You probably know it. Yeah, so this is a popular one. I mean, it's, as far as I know, it's always had a good reputation. Maybe their more expensive boots are better. This is the cheapest one in this brand I could find. Kamic. Kamic. I don't know if you guys can see that. And it's the one with the felt liner inside. But I don't know, these felt liners don't last long. That's the third felt liner that I've put in there in the 2 or 3 seasons that I've had them. The third liner, and they've pretty much just leaked or somehow got water in them since the beginning. But that kind of boot, you know, a boot to get on and off easy. with a felt liner that's meant for snow use and snow working in the snow. You know, there's a few areas that I don't like to spend money on clothing. I haven't bought a stitch of clothing for a few years, guys. Most of my clothing, and I don't know, maybe some of you guys have noticed, a lot of my clothing has holes in it and is well worn through. I'll wear some stuff until it's literally falling off my body before I go shopping. Shopping is one of those things I detest, and probably giving you guys a little too much information now, but that's the one thing I enjoyed with being in a relationship. I could say, just make sure it's brown or tan or earth tones, and whatever you get's going to be fine. Because I detest going to shopping, and I detest having to go through clothing, try on clothing. I just find it's for one of those things. It's like standing in a line at a bank, which I haven't done for years either. If I go into a place and there's lines, I just immediately leave. I don't know what it is, guys, but I need a lady so she can buy my clothing. I can just tell her what colors I need. I think Ranger needs something too. No, Ranger. No. Anyways, fun times. Kamek should have been a good boot. Sorry to hear they didn't hold up. Yeah, Chris, yeah, look, like I said, those were the cheapest Kamek I could find, and I know they, I think those boots were under $100. You know, try finding a good snow boot that's a work boot that's gonna last. You're into the, you know, possibly the $300-400 range, at least from what I've seen, and that's just not an option. Family plan. Fewer and fewer brands are still being built to last in the disposable future. Sorrel served me well in the past. Pro grade for sure. So family plan, I've also had Sorrels. Before this area, when I was in Washington, that's what I wore, and they were pretty decent. The Sorrels that I looked at when I was shopping for boots were considerably more expensive than this particular model of Kamek, so I went with the Kameks. But I think I heard something about Sorrel used to be handmade. You know, that's where a lot of these companies, they build their reputation being manufactured in the US by hand. And then eventually, of course, as we all know, they outsource, they go to another country, they get mass produced. And of course, all of a sudden, they're really trading and still doing business on a quality that doesn't exist anymore. And I believe Sorrel went overseas elsewhere, and the quality did go down. I was having this conversation a while back with somebody who's been wearing Sorrel for years, and they were remarking to me about how the quality has gone down. OGW looking for a cougar. No, definitely not a cougar, thank you, sir. Definitely not. There's only one kind of cougar I'm interested in seeing up here, and that's the four-legged one. The last time I saw a cougar was, I think, just before winter or at the start of winter, just down here, about 4-5 miles, crossing the road right in front of me. Big one. Tomahawk, see previous comments above. Oh, did I miss something there? Tomahawk, get all that you need, but promise you will get the fire extinguisher. Is that what I missed there, Tomahawk? I do. Okay. Get all that you need. fire extinguisher. I do have a fire extinguisher here. It probably needs to be replaced. I've had it for a few years and I've used it once, so I think it has a half charge in it. Which you put me on the spot now. It's in here. I think I've shown it to you guys before on stream, right? You've seen it. I promise I have a fire extinguisher. But yeah, probably a size up from what I have and one that's full. And not, 8 or 10 years old. Muck boots. Oh, wait, hang on. Did I miss? Am I out here? Sorry, guys. I lost you on chat here. Apologies for the silence. Muck boots. Okay, that's kind of where I'm at. Muck boots. I think I've seen the muck boots. They're kind of rubberized. Rubberized, fairly durable. Do they have a liner in those muck boots? I do see a lot of the ladies wearing muck boots around here, you know. Don't want anybody confusing me for a lady. Chris James, Kamek should have been a good boot. Sorry, yeah, they didn't hold up. Still wearing my Danners that are 26 years old. Yeah, Danners is a great boot. I think I had a pair of Danners for summer season, and I'm not sure where they are. I think I finally wore the soles out. They lasted a good few years. Those Danners are good. Just not anything I can afford. That's for sure. Okay. Jason Allen, what's up, brother? Hope all is well. Jason, greetings, welcome. You made it, sir. All is good. Hopefully, you're doing well, sir. Okay, I see you may be chatting amongst each other. Yes, bigger fire extinguisher. Yeah, I got you, Tomahawk. I know. Well, now that I at least have some water in barrels too, it's good knowing that I can douse something with water in, a minute, if need be. Of course, depending on the fire, a lot can happen in a minute in a wood cabin with with an old extinguisher, half full. A family plan. It is best to hide your fire extinguisher. That way, you only use it when you really need it. In an emergency, your adrenaline will help you find it quickly. Yeah, you guys got me thinking now. Should be out in the open. Ranger, what did you do with the fire extinguisher? Strange. Ah, you see? There's my proof, guys. It was totally where I left it, easily accessible in case there's a fire and I need to act quickly. You can see how quickly I found it. Yeah, it's half full. It's half full and 8 years old. It's fine, guys. I'm fine. Yep. You guys are putting me on the spot. Don't be asking me any more important questions, all right? Let's stick to the light stuff. Yeah, so, failing a ride into town, I might seriously consider getting on my bicycle. So, we'll see. What, Ranger? I think Mr. Ranger is in need of some attention here for some reason. Hey, buddy. He's the attention hog. I did put his food out. And I've had a bucket of freeze-dried cheese, guys, that I've had for several months, and I finally got into it. And I'm going to say that eating freeze-dried cheese, and this is shredded cheddar, I believe. It's hard to tell what it tastes like. It says cheese. But I have been dipping into it every now and again and taking a mouthful here and there of the freeze-dried cheese. And I wouldn't recommend that you do that too regularly, guys. It's probably best to, soak it. Because I believe that when you eat these foods dry, that they probably absorb all the moisture that's in your stomach, causing some other issues. Too much information. But anyways, I think I got onto that topic because I've been sprinkling a few, not much, on Ranger's food, and he seems to enjoy it probably more than I have been enjoying it. Where's your starter? Where's your fire starter? Mr. Artyford, I don't use a fire starter. I use a bow drill every evening. When I light my wood stove, I actually use a bow drill. That's how hardcore I am. No, I do cheat with the wood stove fires. I have some little fuel blocks, and I usually just use one of those fuel blocks, and it gets the fire going with 3 little logs in there, and one fuel brick usually does the trick for me. I think I probably have about 20 more of those left, so better start warming up here real quick. Otherwise, I may have to pull out the the bow drill. I'm gonna let Ranger out, guys. Give me a sec. Any bets on how long it'll be till he wants in again? Okay. Family plan. What kind of eardrops does Ranger need? Family plan. I don't know, doggy ear infection eardrops. I don't remember what they were called. Last year I had to take, our vet we have in town here, he's a grumpy old guy, and he's not happy giving you medication without seeing the dog. So last time I went there, he wasn't too happy not seeing the dog. But I'm trying to avoid having to, pay a veterinarian to just give me, the medication that I need. They like to charge you more just to, touch and look at the dog too. But it's just some kind of ear infection, and I'm not sure what the drops are for. They probably some kind of antibiotic. Yeah, you got me on that one, family plan. Yeah. There's kind of a buildup of liquid in his ear, and he's constantly doing this, and then scratching behind his ear. And like I said, I can hear the liquid in there when I move his ear around. So same thing happened last year, and it was some eardrops. Okay, where are we? Oh, Ronnie Lynn. Well, good evening, Ronnie Lynn. How's it going? Haven't seen you for a while. Welcome. Are you stranded? Kind of, sort of. Yeah, I don't know. You may be out of the loop, but I have 2 vehicles that haven't been running for some time, so I guess you could say I'm a little stranded, yes. But there's always the bicycle. We may have to fire the bicycle up here shortly. Mr. Ardiford, hydrate in water. Yes, yes. I've since realized that that's probably the best option, but it is since I don't have a lot of snacks or treats laying around the cabin. It's essentially became the little snack or treat that some folks have in their households in the little bowl, you know, whether it be the Hershey Kisses or a biscuit or a cookie. Now, you guys say cookies, we say biscuits. But yeah, the shredded freeze-dried cheese has become the snack. Sad to report. Garlic would help Ranger's ear. And how would I administer that, Tomahawk? Are we talking about... I mean, obviously not a garlic clove. I have to, smush it up a little bit? What am I trying to do? Extract the garlic juices? I think I may have some garlic floating around here. I'll wait till we're done with the stream before I start digging for garlic. But that's good to know. I'll look a little more into that, Tomahawk. I appreciate that. That's something I could definitely afford. Ronnie Lynn. Hi. Oh, hi again, Ronnie Lynn. Ronnie Lynn. Oh, dang. Yep. Fun times. You can sell one vehicle to fix the other, maybe. Oh, that'd be a tough decision. Real tough decision. But yeah, something's got to happen here shortly, guys. You've been hearing me carry on about vehicles now for long enough now. I'm quite frankly sick of carrying on about vehicles. But yeah, something needs to be done here. It'll be a tough one. You know, the pickup is extremely handy for me. Obviously, living rural and hauling things is important. But, you know, the van was something that I got after the pickup truck that would provide me a place to sleep if I had to go and look for work further abroad and spend, you know, a few nights somewhere. I could sleep in the Astro van. That's the original reason why I got it. It wasn't long after that I started having some breakdowns with the Astro van and some issues. But you know, both of them serve a purpose. But I'd have to make that decision. Now, I don't know how many folks want to buy a vehicle that's not working either. And well, Mr. Ardiford, it would also depend on which one would be more expensive to fix. It's, you know, when you're working on a zero budget, there's just your options are slim to none. I'm going to have to figure it out, and it's going to have to happen soon because clearly any work opportunities that may pop up are, well, I just simply can't do them. It's an issue. But a good idea, Mr. Ardiford. I haven't really pondered that option, but it may be something I have to do. Tomahawk, garlic oil or oil that can infuse garlic into. The only oil I have up here is olive oil, and I'll look into that. I'll do a bit of research and see what I can brew up here. Thank you for the suggestion, Mr. Gas. Danner Men's Arctic 600 side zip. That is 7-inch waterproof insulated hiking boot. Yo, that sounds really nice, Mr. Gas. Yeah, those Danners are great. They're great boots, for sure. Just expensive. Chris James, is the Astro 4-wheel drive? Yes, it is, Chris James. It's a nice It's a, you know, I've always been looking at Astros, particularly the 4-wheel drive ones. There's not a lot of them floating around, and you know, I mean, I guess it's a tough decision. Pickup or the Astro, it's tough. It's tough, but I just don't know how I'd get one sold that's not running. And I'd hate to let something go because I can't get it started or afford it, and then somebody else spends, you know, $300-400 on it and gets it running. So I don't know. It's a tough one. I vote to keep the van if that becomes a decision. Trailers can haul more and are cheaper. Yeah, I hear you. That would be there'd be a cost of a trailer. I'd have to purchase, a trailer, and there's a cost to that as well. Even one of those small trailers, I don't know. Tom Mark, olive oil is okay if it's pure. I don't know. I'd have to check the olive oil that I have. It's just kind of a grocery store brand. Boil the garlic in olive oil, maybe. Yeah, maybe a light boil to help it steep, draw out the garlic, not get too crazy. I'll research it a bit more. Tomahawk. Random things. You must miss going to church. Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking about that, a lot last night and this morning. Early hours of the morning, I was thinking how I desperately need to get to church. I know not everybody's into the church thing, but when you are, you'll find it sort of a vital or very necessary thing to do. So I'd be kidding myself and anybody else by saying I don't need to go to church. There's a good 25, 30 years of repenting for that I need to maintain. Anyways, another topic, guys. Ranger been outside longer than we thought. Yeah, well, funny you mentioned that, Tomahawk. I've been listening to him whine outside, and I'll let him in now. What, buddy? I don't know if you guys could hear him out there. I was ignoring him. Could you hear him whining out there? Yeah, Tomahawk, Christ is King. Absolutely, sir. Yeah. Yeah, we all need church. Some more than others. Like me. Chris James, if I recall, the pickup is a GM LS engine, should be marketable, even not running, and could afford you to repair the van and perhaps obtain a trailer. Chris, I'm going to go with you're probably correct on that. And it's something to ponder here, guys. It's something to ponder. Now you've put this in my head. Now I'm going to have to ponder it. Ronnie Lynn, Christ is King. You are correct, young lady. Well, I don't know about that, Mr. Artyford. I'm a sinner like many others, which requires daily vigilance. Well, guys, yeah, a lot of the whole truck and potentially selling one vehicle is something I wasn't thinking about, but now may have to. Because I definitely don't need to bore you guys anymore about my vehicle issues. Yep, Mr. Artyford, we all are. I missed church today for selfish reasons, putting up my ham radio antenna, and I regret it. Yeah, guys, there was a time... yeah, let's just say for 20 years, I was searching. And at different times, at different churches, there was never a time where I felt unhappy about missing a day at church. I guess I wasn't that type of Christian or that committed. And until I found orthodoxy, and it was the first time when I find myself really not only looking forward to getting to church, but also, disappointed when I couldn't make it. Because when you really look forward to it, it's like not being able to make it to your best friend's birthday party. It's not something you want to miss. So, yeah, probably not a topic I want to get too in depth here. Not here. But yeah, I'm very grateful for discovering orthodoxy and for giving me that sort of joy and excitement about getting to church. Anyways, sell the motor engine on your Chevy truck and rest for scrap. Yeah, Tomahawk. I'll have to ponder this a little bit more. I don't know. I'll speak to some folks and do a bit of research. Because something needs to happen. Some days I don't want to go, but I make an effort to get there on Sunday. Yeah. Ronnie Lynn, I went to Veneration of the Cross service and amazing. I bet it was, Ronnie Lynn. Nice. I would have been better served attending church, but I did get something done that I needed. Well, sometimes things do come up, and this is life. For me, it's been several months now, so I definitely feel it. And again, guys, going back not so long ago in my life, it would, missing church would not even be on my radar. I'd very easily get into that groove and not give it a second thought, but things happen. But for me, it's been several months now, and I don't like it. I remember during the log cabin build you saying something of a prayer to make it till the end of the build. Really, Mr. Ariford? I don't remember that particular instance. It's very possible. Back then, I was also praying for all the wrong things too. Won't get into that. Anyways, yeah, that was an interesting time, gents. Yeah, the end of that series or time, the lack of videos towards the end of that build, I had some high emotional traumas and challenges going on in my life. They're not stories I would repeat, publicly, but man, it was, insane. Tomahawk, we pray for you and Ranger all the time, Off-Grid Warrior. Thank you, Tomahawk, man. You've been kind to me, sir, and I appreciate you. I was actually going to get a message you after the stream, so look out for a email. And also, there's a couple emails I need to get to a couple other guys to thank you. And again, I'll be doing that after the stream. So yeah, I think I've spoken about this before, guys, but I don't. I purposely turn all alerts off if I have any apps. Now, I'm not always connected with my phone when I'm up here. It's only if the generator's running or I have juice in my batteries, the solar from the solar panels. It's not like I'm walking around here with my phone on and the internet going. There's select times that I fire it up, but I have all my notifications turned off. I purposely do that because I don't want my phone beeping at me or little red icons popping up on app icons calling me to look at something on the phone. I just learned a long time ago that you know, being obsessed with your phone and notifications and checking emails. It's just something I gave up a long time ago. I know some folks may be reaching out to me on Facebook. I don't, I've spoken about this before. I'm not a fan of Facebook. And I have an account on there that I primarily use to just get notifications out when I'm streaming. But I haven't installed their messaging app. And it continuously tries to force me to install some kind of messaging app, and I just refuse to. So if anybody's ever reached out to me on Facebook and wondering why I never reach back to them, it's just because not a fan of Facebook, and I don't pay attention to any messages or notifications. Just so, yeah, you guys know, I am on a gab.com. And that's where I do post some pictures and, you know, what I'm getting to up here. It's just where I prefer to share a little bit of what I'm doing on gab.com. So probably going to get blacklisted now that I've said those words on YouTube. This is why I know I'll never rise to anything on YouTube. You know, we won't get into that topic. Speaking of solar, are you starting to see some gains coming into spring, thinking less fuel for the generator? Yeah, Chris, man, I'm looking forward to longer days and more sunlight. It definitely helps out with the solar. I can run the router and I can run Starlink on my solar generators and the batteries that I have, and for several hours if I have to. Winter's just been the challenge, as you know. So yeah, I mean, I haven't seen recently. It's been quite overcast. There were a few days, I don't know, a week or so back, where we had some sunshine, a couple of days, but it's been this grey overcast nonsense. So not a lot of juice coming in from the solar panels. That should be changing here shortly. Yeah, cutting down on generator usage would be good. I mean, at the most, guys, I may fire the generator up, 3 times a week for a couple hours. It really depends on what the fuel situation is, or how my batteries are looking. So. Okay. J.S. Hansen, whereabouts in SA are you from? But, well, welcome, J.S. Hansen. Originally, I'm from a little town called Alberton, just outside of Johannesburg. I was born in Johannesburg, but I did leave the country when I was 13, or just turned 13. I pretty much left the country. And I went back for about 4 years, 3.5, 4 years in my early 20s, and that's it. So left when I was 13 and then back for 4 years in my early 20s. Other than that, I've been outside of the country. Yeah, I've had folks ask me why do I still sound very South African. I haven't lost my accent. I spent a good chunk of my life traveling and moving around with a lot of folks who were, from all over the world. So I guess I just, the accent stuck around for a while. And unlike some folks who leave, they try their hardest to lose their accent and sound something different. I wasn't successful on that. So, Mr. Ardiford, X or Rumble? Gotcha. I mean, I'm not too familiar with Rumble. I think I signed up for a profile back in the day when Rumble first became available. I may have tried to lock down Off-Grid Warrior as a profile name. I think I should check into that. I believe I have an account there. I may have uploaded something just to establish a presence, but I haven't really messed around with Rumble. Um, Jace Hansen loved the accent. The funny thing, guys, is when I was home and when I speak to people that are still in South Africa, they all tell me that I sound like a Yank. Some things have changed over the years, like I'll find myself saying glass instead of glass. So there's a few words that have slipped in, but yeah, most South Africans think I sound like a Yank, and of course, Americans don't think I sound American at all, which is fine. Chris James, one of these days, a video on your power system would be interesting. Solar batteries, generator. I have my own system for my off-grid location, and it's always interesting to see others do it. Chris, I thought about doing that, and I probably should. Sometimes I look. I know it's on YouTube. There's I don't know, probably thousands of videos on solar panels and batteries, and I always find myself thinking, do I want to be another guy just doing a solar panel and batteries video? Clearly, I don't know how to market or promote myself very well. I clearly don't shill enough. Hey, like and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to click and like and subscribe. Actually, I promise myself if I start saying that all the time, then I've lost it. I need an intervention, guys. If I'm ever telling you guys to click on a link, like and subscribe, I need help, guys. All right. Intervention time. Best not to lose your original tongue. Yeah. Well, back in the day, I remember, I think traveling on an American passport or having an American accent was, a good thing. I think nowadays, 20 years on, 25, 30 years on, it's probably a little more difficult. I wouldn't say it's probably a little more difficult, or one needs to be a little more cautious traveling on a US passport with an American accent. Things have changed over the years. Just a thought. So when it comes to other platforms to get on, there's I'm a stickler for a few things. I know I'm on YouTube. I mean, I can't be much of a stickler, but I am definitely what you would call what's the common term is a free speech absolutist. So I believe in free speech absolutely to the end. There's a lot of things I don't want to hear or like hearing. There's more that I don't like seeing. But if you're not physically harming somebody directly, and I know that gets great for some people, it's not for me what that is. But if you're not physically harming someone directly, you should be able to say whatever you want to. I have the ability to turn something off or not follow or unsubscribe, and the problem's gone. I don't have to listen to it. It's gone. Yeah, even though there's things I don't like to hear, I'm not going to try and tell somebody to shut you down or to, worse, fine you or jail you because you said something I don't like. So I probably, a few years ago I wouldn't care, but it's just one of those things that I pay more attention to now. So, of course, that means nothing since I am currently streaming on YouTube, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. So if I see a platform that's perhaps not allowing certain people to thrive and to just say what they want to say, I'm a little skeptical about using them. I know, kind of silly, I'm on YouTube, but I'm just going to put that out there. So that's why I don't feel like I need to be out on everything. Quite frankly, guys, I'm terrible at, you know, the idea of having to market myself is just not something I find appealing. And I've spoken about this before, you know, back in the day when I first, well, halfway through YouTube, when I started getting some traction, and I started paying attention to things like, you know, views and keywords, and I started watching analytics. You know, watching the data, where people were coming from, what were people typing before they came to me, what were they viewing before they came to me. This data is all available as a YouTube creator. You can see all this stuff, and that started to overwhelm and take away from what I was doing. It started to make what I was doing not fun. You know, every time I do something, I don't want to have to feel I need to capture this on camera. It's you know, I don't want to be in that space. And this is why I'm kind of pushing the, you know, either the membership or these live streams are nice. I would rather interact with people who are curious about what I'm doing up here and want to chat and, you know, and create some kind of relationship. I know that might sound silly since you know, a lot of you are thousands of miles away, but that's more important, having a handful of good people to interact with that are, you know, perhaps able or willing to, you know, help me out in doing this, rather than having just views, you know, tens of thousands of views, and pursuing that. I feel like I'm rambling on here a bit, guys, so hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, let me get back to chat. Tomahawk, one of my closest friends back in school, 1985, moved here from South Africa. His last name is Brondham. Okay. Not too familiar with that surname, Brondham. Ronnie Lynn, are you laughing at me or are you crying at me? Laughing with tears? But I just go off on a rant that was hilarious. John Doe, boom, it's the Mountain Man. Hey, John Doe, welcome, man. Thanks for swinging by. I think you may be at the end of the stream. Chris James, and join and get a cool number by your name, like me, even if it's very little. Chris James, man, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you for becoming a member. If any of you guys don't know, I do have some membership options. I think like you could be a member of this channel and help support me for like $2.99 a month. I'm killing it, guys. So that's when you see Chris there. He's got a 2. That means he's actually been a member for 2 months. I think the next one is either a 6-monther, and then at 1 year you get a golden axe. I know, fancy, hey guys. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate the shilling, mate. Lord knows I'm horrible at it. Mr. Arvid, I say do a video on each subject you do or use. It's all part of you we watch. And you live a laugh, some wish they had so it's interesting or eye-opening. Well, thanks, Mr. Arvid. Yeah, I have no desire on being an influencer or anything silly like that. I'm just trying to share what I'm doing up here and just hopefully inspire some folks to think outside the box and, you know, to just pursue it, get out there and do it, you know. Yeah. Family Plan, I think Rumble is winning the free speech Olympics currently, at least among YouTube, Odyssey, BitChute, and Rumble. And RMBL. Talking about Rumble, I think Rumble is winning the free speech Olympics currently. Let me ponder that. Yeah, I mean, I used to have so with Odyssey, I got into Odyssey pretty early, where it was still called Library, and I've watched it go through several iterations. And originally I set up my Odyssey account. John Doe has become a member. Well. John Doe, welcome. Thank you. Ma, I think you are like the I don't know, 5th or 6th member now. I appreciate, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow, a supporter. Thank you, sir. Wow. Thank you, guys. Where was I? I don't often see that message come in, that alert, so it's got me mesmerized. John Doe, thank you. Ronnie Lynn. Oh, wait, hang on. What was I talking about before this? Family plan, Rumble. Yeah, so on Odyssey, back in the day when I first set up with Library and then Odyssey, Odyssey would automatically sync whatever was on my YouTube to... Sorry, yeah. Odyssey would sync whatever's on YouTube to Odyssey. So I never had to upload anything to Odyssey. It would just automatically be drawn over from YouTube. I now realize that that's not happening anymore, and I need to make some changes. But Odyssey seems to be in flux. It's kind of all over the place and new ownership. So we'll see what direction Odyssey takes. Who knows? But you know, Odyssey seems like fun. I'd like to build that out more, but I should probably take a look at Rumble. I don't know. It's a lot of things, a lot of platforms, guys. I'm not that kind of you know, creator. As you can see, clearly I'm not. Okay, I'm getting behind the chat here, guys. Ronnie Lynn, freeze speech. Yeah, you got it, Ronnie Lynn. Freeze speech. That's a good one. I haven't heard that before. Chris James, a family plan, 100%. Okay, I'll take a look at Rumble a little closer, maybe. John Doe, Rumble is pretty good. Wow, another one for Rumble, huh? The feeling of having to film everything would drive me nuts. That is not why I go to the words lol. Yeah, well, John Doe, it is a balance. One has to find. For me, who, I mean, clearly I do get some support with this channel, and I said it last week, guys. The only reason why I've been able to buy gasoline and groceries is because of the support I got in this channel. And you know, I'm not going to be able to retire on it, but I'm just happy to be able to get gas and groceries. So I'm really, really grateful for you guys, and thank you. I feel like I might be losing some thoughts here. For some of you that don't know, I haven't been to bed. I didn't sleep for 1 minute last night. I went through the entire evening and morning, so I might be getting a little I'm feeling a little out of it right now. Yeah, my sleep's been out of whack for way too long than I care to admit, and I need to rein things in here and get things under control. Yeah, it's a balance, and the pressure of, oh, I need to get content. I need to get out a video a week, and I need to make sure I'm streaming a week. It's a lot of filming everything, and I didn't move up here so I can start a channel. I moved up here so I could start a life, but if I can share some of it, I'm going to. So okay. Whispering Vine Studios in the house. Evening, OGW, and everyone. I apologize for being late. Well, Whispering Vines, you know what they say. That's right. Better late than never. Thanks. I appreciate it. Hope all is well for you. And hopefully your weather's improving for you. I'm guessing it might still be a little muddy and dreary for you like it is for us. I'm a little further north than you, I believe. Mr. Gas, where I find those Dana boots that have size 10 and 10.5, which would you prefer? Oh, Mr. Gas, that's very kind of you. I'd hate to get it wrong. I very seldom find myself in a 10.5, so I'm going to say a 10 would probably be fine. That's very kind of you. Well, Yeah, I'd a 10 probably. I don't think, have I got a 10.5 before? Maybe, but I think 10's more common. Okay. Oh, am I going back and forwards on messages here? Yeah, guys, so every time I scroll on my mouse, I think there might be a setting here. I scroll on my mouse and it jumps 3 lines at a time. It's not 1 line at a time. So that's why I'm having some boomer issues here. Even though I'm not a boomer. Do we get back into the boomer Gen X thing again, guys? No, we'll avoid that. I think we covered that last stream. John Doe, for the record, I was a member before, but that CC had fraud, so I didn't unsubscribe. Okay, yeah, I'm getting a little confused now. I vaguely do recall that. That's why I wasn't quite sure what was happening there. Remember before, but okay, so you didn't unsubscribe. Okay. Well, John Doe, thank you, sir, for getting back on there. I appreciate it. Yeah, I remember. Here's a fun story, guys, about credit card fraud. Back in the days when I was still living in Seattle, I had bought property out in northeastern Washington. And so I was blowing out of Seattle every second that I could. Every weekend, every long weekend, I'd do the long trip out there. Even on a 2-day weekend, I'd drive out there just so I could be on the property and start dreaming and working. And I used to, at the time, I don't do this anymore, but there was a bar restaurant that I used to stop at in Republic, Washington. And I used to stop there after a long drive from Seattle, and I'd have a couple drinks and get some food. And every time I stopped at that place, I'd get back to Seattle, and on Monday morning, I would have a fraudulent, my bank would contact me with somebody asking me if I had, bought 6 pairs of sneakers in Las Vegas. And this happened about 3, maybe 4 times before I realized that somebody at this bar/restaurant in Republic was doing something, because that was the only place I stopped. And long story short, it turned out to be the young lady who was behind the bar that was, they finally got her on camera, who was scanning credit cards behind the scenes. So got to watch out for these tricks. I've heard of them installing units on another way that's a little more sophisticated, is putting scanners on fuel pumps. There's, they've managed to create a scanner that fits over the credit card slots on fuel pumps, and it looks like it's part of the fuel pump, and people will slide their card in, and obviously it'll process the payment, but this little exterior module that's on the outside scans your credit card details. So you got to pay attention. I always, when I go into a new gas station, which has been for many months, but if I'm anywhere on the road and I'm using an ATM or a gas pump, I scrutinize the actual unit that I'm putting my card in. Okay, falling behind here. Chris James, just followed you in Rumble. Your last activity was 3 videos 4 years ago. Chris James, you're on it tonight, mate. Yeah, okay. Over the years with having my name and a website, I've always tried to secure my name if a new platform comes to town. So you might find my name on some other more obscure places, but no presence. But my name's there. It may be me. I also recently discovered somebody on YouTube is using my name. I forget now. I think it's Off Grid Warrior with is it off? Might be Off Grid hyphen warrior or off hyphen grid hyphen warrior. there's all kinds of weird scammers out there that'll try and hijack similar names and then, post videos on it and try and, see if they can divert folks that may be searching for you that finds their videos instead. So, I guess I could complain. There's a way for me to lodge a complaint about it. I found pieces of my videos over the years included in other people's videos, and they've just been companies trying to sell some sleeping bag or some hammock, trying to use little clips of my videos over the years. It happens. I really don't care, and I should probably care more, but I'm worried about things like gasoline and doing laundry, which is something else I need to do here. I don't want to gross you guys out, but I've been strategically working my laundry for multiple months now. Too much information, I guess. I have a rather large laundry bag that needs to be dealt with. As long as it's not ticky-tacky. So, I don't think did I perhaps sign up on TikTok? I've never used TikTok, but I may have tried to secure my profile name. It's possible. But no, TikTok is no. Or maybe I looked and somebody else had the name. Yeah, there's a lot out there that I bumped into with my name being used for other kind of off-griddy videos or camping videos that had nothing to do with me, but were using my name. I know it's silly. I'm such a small fry too. Really? Mr. Artiford, Chris James, link. Did I miss something about a link there? Odyssey just changed out its payment system, and the new payment system operator Stripe are being reported by creators as demonetizing. Why am I not surprised, Family Plan? I think I've heard some things about new owners of Stripe as well. Are the new owners the same as the old owners? I'm not surprised. We shall see. Whispering Vine Studio, I'm not feeling well this week. It has snowed heavy every morning. Then a couple hours of clear skies here. Really? So you've had a lot of snow. We had some snow overnight. I won't say it was a lot. Maybe an inch at the most. But so you guys are getting dumped on down there, huh? Well, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Whispering Vines. Hopefully you feel better sooner rather than later. Mr. Gasgas, is this the correct address? Mr. Gasgas, are you referring to my address in the description to the stream? Yes, it is. What is it? Mineral Avenue. Was it 168? 169? I should know my postal address, right? Yeah, it's right, Mr. Gasgas. Thank you. Mr. R.D. Ford. Whispering Vine Studio, sorry about under the weather. Yeah, we all hope you get better. Chris James, Republic of all places in Washington is not the best place to do crimes. Do tell us more, Chris James. I can't say I've done any crimes in Republic. Yeah, small town. Everybody knows your business. Tomahawk, hope you get better soon. From Illness Whispering Vines, Whispering Vines Studio. Thanks, Tomahawk. Pull on the faceplate to see if it's attached. Pull on the faceplate to see if it's attached. Did I miss something there? Then I fumbled through my closet for my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. Actually, I haven't quite got to that point yet of pulling out dirty laundry. Let's just say I make my wearing by wearing the same item may extend to like a 3 days on a t-shirt, depending. The 3 days would be pushing it, and then it goes into the laundry bag and it's not pulled out. Fortunately, I have years worth of t-shirts, so it's been a let's just say a steadily growing laundry bag. We have a steel wash drum, tub, and washboard in case we lose all our power here and still need to wash our clothes. Yeah, I'm actually pondering, well, when the water warms up a little bit, or things warm up, the temperature, not necessarily the water, that's going to take forever, but I have pondered going down to the creek and washing some items, but I don't have any washing powder or anything, any kind of liquid for hand washing with me. I've considered using dishwashing soap, which I have used to bathe with before, guys. It will dry out your skin, just FYI. I have those small apartment size washer and dryer, so little loads at a time. I can load them up and take with me if I need for an extended time. Yeah, I've seen those little mini washing machines. I actually know some folks, a small family that have one, and they seem to get on just fine with it. It'll probably do me just fine, but I don't know if I want another thing that I need to plug in. Credit card faceplate. Oh, okay, I got you. Mr. Artiford, yes. Chris James, did you see the link I posted? I see that it didn't show up on the screen chat. Thanks. Yeah, Chris James, I'm not sure if anybody else besides me can put a clickable link here. Did I miss you? Did you paste it? Did it let you paste it? I think it might prevent folks from just posting links in here. It's kind of a security safety thing. Are you guys talking about a link to what's the name, that other platform that I can't think of the name right now? Senior Citizen Moment. You could get a wife to do the washing, but then you'd have to feed her too. Lol. John Doe, you know me so well. No. I would say company would be the first reason why. Just being clear on that. I am capable of doing my own laundry, though, you know, I wouldn't say no. I was in the laundry. What did you miss? Ironic timing, yeah. The topics we cover on this stream, guys, you know, everything from catching water to cleaning chicken coops to free speech to laundry issues to hygiene issues. It's anything we don't talk about. Chatters cannot post links. Yeah, sorry guys. I haven't purposely set that. I think it's just something by default. But I'm sure if I'm on Rumble, you could probably just do a search, right? It sounds like there's a little bit of the three people suggesting I perhaps look at Rumble and you know, consider it. I will consider it. Tomahawk, is there a delay? And if so, is it because of my old computer? Tomahawk, probably not. There is just a delay. It's fairly normal for streaming. And what probably makes it a little bit worse for me is the fact that I'm streaming, you know, using satellite. So there's probably even more of a, you know, probably a second or two or a few milliseconds of delay, more so than what would occur normally with a landline or high speed bandwidth cable. Join the club, Tomahawk. I'm still, after years of, well, there were years that I did sit at a keyboard. I'm still like the two finger guy. Okay, well, it seems like you guys know more about me on Rumble than I know about me on Rumble. Latency, yes. Thank you, John Doe. Latency is the word I was looking for. Yeah, Whispering Vine Studio. Rumble is just another video platform that some folks have suggested I put a little more effort into. I did sign up for an account on Rumble years ago, and there might be 2 or 3 videos there 4 years ago that I may have posted, but it's just not something I maintain at this point. Guys, I can barely do my laundry. You want me to be on another platform? OGW, your stream is great. If there is a delay, we don't see it anywhere other than the real-time chat versus the on-screen chat. Gotcha. Well, these are good things to know. I mean, I never know. I'm kind of secluded up here on the mountain, and the only time I mean, there might be 1 or 2 other people that I even contact outside of chatting with you guys. I know it's pretty sad, but I'm not complaining. Yeah. I quit Rumble, Tomahawk. I quit Rumble 2 years ago, but I was following your OG channel there. Really? Well, clearly you didn't get much content over there. Anyways. Well, guys, just give me a minute. It's got dark outside, and the chicken coop door is still open. So I'm going to go out there and close that door, and I will be in, okay? Just keep the seat warm for me, guys, or watch Ranger. You can entertain yourself with Mr. Ranger over there. Oh, you can't see him. Down there. That's his collar. Because I was wondering where my boot is, and it's right over here. Thanks. Okay. Where are we? Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it looks like I have good news to report. My trenching is moving some water down and out of the coop area now, as opposed to just, creating big swimming pools in the chicken coop area. Where are we? Back on chat. Did I lose anybody while I was so rudely taking care of the chickens? Let me just see if I can lighten up the camera here, guys. Get a little more light on the subject. Not that I really want to be the subject, but it is what it is. There we go, a little bit better. Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay, yeah, where are we? Sorry, guys. Keeping it warm. Yeah, Ranger, good job, mate. At least he didn't fart. Sometimes those can be pretty gruesome in a small space like this. Ranger must be whooped after the activity today. He is. Isn't this nice? I mean, I'm loving it. Yeah, I love it when Ranger gets a good workout. Dad closed the door. Deputy dog is on the job, keeping that cushion warm. Yep. Ranger's so chill tonight. He is. Whispering Vines, that's for sure. Ranger cam. Yeah. Looked pretty dark to me, guys. I don't know if it's just my screen, but looked like you didn't see much. But whistle louder. Yeah. No, the chickens are all healthy and doing good. Today was a 3-egger. I noticed one of the hens does get up there and she kind of fuffs around and she'll sit there. This is after I've taken all the eggs out, and I see her in there, and then she gets down like 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, and there's no egg. So maybe she's special needs or something. I don't know, but I'd like to start seeing at least 4 or 5 eggs on a regular basis as we go into the new season here. That would be nice. Ranger would get a few more eggs per bowl of food. Three eggs. How many hens? Chris James, 5. 5 hens. One is probably, I think, 2 years older than the 4 that I have. There's a speckled Sussex, which is a year older than the rest. Oh, she's a good layer. I know she's laying. So, Tomahawk, good night, everyone, and have a blessed week ahead for you all. Hey, Tomahawk, thanks, mate. It was good to see you. I appreciate you swinging by, sir, and hopefully see you next time. Have a good week. I'll reach out to you on Gab. A low light still will be getting better soon with more light. Yeah, that's true. That's not bad for this time of the year. Well, Chris James, yeah, I mean, I've had a few days through winter where there's been 0 eggs or 1 egg, and then gone like 2 or 3 days and seen nothing. So, I'm not complaining about 3 eggs. After all, I am only one man and there's only so many eggs I can eat. So, it's not really a complaint. It's just good to know that, all the girls are healthy and at least laying. And, excess eggs for me, like I say, they go straight to Ranger. I mean, it's a little difficult because, he does fart a little bit more with eggs in his system. I will say that, but there's a trade-off. But he enjoys a boiled egg broken up into his dry food. I mean, who would want to eat dry food all the time? Or dried cheese? Yep, take it easy, Tomahawk. Whispering Vine Studio, what's Gab? Whispering Vines, Gab is a social media site, like if you think of X or not quite Facebook. Facebook has a lot more to it, but Yeah, it's just a social platform where people, can post pictures or share stuff. There's a lot of groups. There's a lot of groups for Christians, all kinds of Christians, Orthodox, Catholic, and everybody in between. There's interest groups, whether you be into knitting, artwork. So it's just like think of it as a kind of an X. It's just another platform for you to share content on, short videos and pictures, and post stories or whatever you're into. You'll find a group that you may find interesting. People with shared interests that you could share stuff on. I think you probably find folks making jewelry, and there's a lot of homesteading groups. Whole survival bushcraft groups, so a little bit of everything. Gab.com. Probably going to be demonetized for saying that word here. Two hens are older. Oh yeah, Ronnie Lynn. Actually, it's only one hen now. The one of the two speckled Sussex was not doing well, and yeah, I had to make her life a little less miserable by dispatching her. I'm sorry to say, but these things happen. Hey, Random Things, thank you, sir. I know this stream is kind of dragging on now, but thanks, Random Things. I appreciate you swinging by. So we'll see you next time. Have a good week, sir. Mr. Artiford, olive oil in the food or coconut oil? Was that to me, Mr. Artiford? Did I miss something there about olive oil again or coconut oil? Oh, to soften what? The dry food? Is that what you're talking about? Olive oil or coconut oil in doggo's food? I haven't pondered that one. Mr. Gas, do I need to put your first and last name? Yeah, if you just address it Off-Grid Warrior, it'll get to me. That's a private PO box, and that name I receive mail at that name. So just Off-Grid Warrior at that address. Thank you, Mr. Gas. Chris James, Gab is also a safe and secure phone network for kids. It's what I have for my daughter. Not sure if they are related or not. I'm not familiar with Gab being a phone network for kids. Chris James. I mean, if you do have kids, let's just say it's Gab is definitely family friendly, and I think Gab is probably more concerned about decency and blocking degeneracy more so than any other platform. You're not going to bump into degenerate imagery on Gab. It's a lot cleaner. Gab has cozy posting. Sure does, Ronnie Lynn. Cozy times. Ronnie Lynn, one died. Yes, Ronnie Lynn. Yeah, one died. Well, I had to dispatch it. It was not doing well. It was it had lost all its feathers. It had some issues around the vent that I started to notice. And it was just, I gave her a long time to hopefully recover, and she just was not making a recovery. And I was concerned too about whatever she had perhaps being passed on to the other hens. So I had to do the deed, unfortunately. Oh yeah, Ranger's food. I got you. Yeah, I think just days and days of dried food were taking a toll on his gut. And I just find he does better and regains his appetite if there's a little bit of soft deliciousness in his food. Yeah. Oh, Chris James, sorry, it's GABB, like unrelated. If anyone has kids, search GABB phone. Oh, okay, good. I did not. I don't know anything about that, but I'm all for getting back to decency. No, I'm not claiming to be a perfect man. I've fallen short as a younger man, and but I think at this point in my life, I don't want to get onto anything that's pushing any degenerate ideology or imagery. It's just I don't want to support any platform like that. And yes, I know. I mean, I am on YouTube, and I do have some accounts on more of the milder. Some of the milder platforms, which you can still find some grotesque stuff on, but I definitely limit my exposure to it. Anyways, guys, I think we've come to the end of this one. We've been on here for quite some time, and as some of you know, I'm just dead tired, not having slept at all last night, this morning, having gone through the entire night and morning. So I don't want to get to a point here where I'm just babbling. I feel like I've been babbling here. See, I can't even string my words together. I've been babbling for some time now, so definitely feeling tired. And I haven't had dinner yet. I haven't eaten. I'd hoped to eat between being outside and starting the stream, but the food didn't happen, so I'm hungry and just ready to fall asleep, or pass out actually. So the icons look great behind you. Have a great night, friend. Oh yeah, thank you, Ronnie. They're not up there for the stream. That's just always where they've been, and this is the best place to. This is the only place to sit. So, yeah, oh great. They're great icons to have. Okay, guys, I gotta get some shut eye here. I get food and shut eye. Hopefully, I can wake up at a normal person's time in the morning and get into a normal night routine. Mr. Gas 4325 should be there. Mr. Gas, I mean, my mind's blown. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. Thank you very, very much. Did my boots look that bad? It's kind of annoying having to re-velcro every every 20 steps. Anyways, family plan. Hey, thank you, family plan. Thanks for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it as usual. Hopefully you guys have a good week. Thank you. Appreciate it. OGW Nightbud, night to all. Have a blessed sleep. Thank you, Mr. Artiford. Appreciate your input and bringing up, taking part in the conversation, man. I really appreciate you guys. I can't do this on my own, sit and talk for almost 3 hours to myself. So I appreciate you guys chiming in. Natal, good night, everybody. Good night, OGW. Good night, Natal. Thank you for hanging out. Kevin, good night, everyone. Warrior, be safe and have a good night. I will. Thank you, sir. I don't think I'm going to be up very long. I can tell you that. My eyes are, I feel like dozing off right now, but Chris James, OGW, it's been great conversation tonight as always, and to the rest of the group, great folks. Yeah, thanks, Chris James. Those are kind words. I think everybody here is pretty good. Excellent. We have some good folks hanging out and chatting. John Doe, may the Lord bless you in your OG pursuits. Go to run, John Doe. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you supporting and being a member. Yes, guys, we're going to shoot for next Sunday. Next Sunday again, or Saturday, but more than likely Sunday. Okay, guys, have a good one. Have a good week, and thanks for hanging out, guys. Ranger's snoring actually, so I'll be doing that shortly. Okay, guys, take it easy.